Battlers, I am back. Welcome to another episode of the United Podcast Roster Review Edition. And boy, oh boy, what an episode we have this week with the Newcastle Knights having their greatest test under the Justin Holbrook era yet. That's right. Who's coming to town? The Penrith Panthers are coming to town. And that's right. The Newcastle Knights will be taking them on in this ANZAC round clash at McDonald Jones Stadium this Sunday. With an ever-growing injury toll now with back-to-back losses, how can the Newcastle Knights potentially, somehow, some way, break a 10-year drought? Can you believe it? The Panthers have won the last 10 years at McDonald Jones Stadium. Can we break that for the first time since 2016? The Panthers have been very, very impressive, but have shown that teams on their day can beat them or at the very least push them to their absolute limit after the Dolphins did exactly that in their Golden Point thriller against the Panthers up in Darwin last week. So look, plenty to discuss there as we look at the teams that Justin Holbrook and Ivan Cleary have named. We'll also be looking at the United news. We'll be taking a look at our Metal Man player battle matchup, taking your grain-fed lock it in. So start firing in your lock it in game day predictions, as well as answering your get out alive fire safety training burning questions. So battlers, sit back, get ready as we take a look at the Justin Holbrook outlook for our round 8 clash against the Penrith Panthers. Baby, let's go! All right. Now, you guys know here at the United, we do absolutely everything we possibly can from the outside of those four walls to help our rugby league football team. Now, we thought we're going to tap into the spiritual realm and lift this terrible vibe and energy that surrounded our wooden spoon year. We didn't want that around. Now, I think, Lou, we have found out we should have done a little bit more research. Now looking at the different types of sages, I think we might have landed on the wrong one and inadvertently maybe created an injury curse.
I still feel like I need to do a bit more research, so I'll get on that.
I think we're going to be all right. I think we're going to be. Now, look, I never thought I'd talk about this on this podcast, but look, here's a little bit of Sage 101 for you, battlers. Now, what we have in our possession right here, as you can see, it looks like the world's biggest fucking joint.
There was a bigger one, would you believe, too?
Was there? Well, there you go. What's this one? A medium size.
Medium size.
A medium size white sage, fresh, still in the packet, all right? Now, white sage, which I'm holding in my very hand right now, is used for cleansing and resetting, all right? Clears out the bad energy and bad vibes. So think of this as a clean slate, fresh start, where the sage we had purchased being far more intense. The dragon blood sage, according to law, is used to amplify and strengthen and boost whatever energy is already there. So think of it as like kind of cranking up the volume of whatever kind of energies around the place. So whilst our intentions were good, we maybe have inadvertently strengthen some of that bad juju. So what we're going to do right here, right now, all right, we're all about doing whatever we can for our team. Now, we've got another incantation, another chant, battlers. Now, say it with me. Here we go. I've got my little bottle of water here because we don't want to be burning this the whole time because this room will stink. All right, here we go. We're going to be lighting the white. You ready, Lou? You got a look of anticipation on your face. We're going to be fine. Don't worry about it. All right, here we go. We've got the white.
We're messing with witchcraft.
It's not witchcraft. All right, here we go. Either end. Okay, let's both look the same. All right, here we go. Now we're going to light. Oh, here we go. Here we go. The good stuff. Let's get it going. All right. Don't do this at home, kids. All right. By the smoke and by the flame, we revoke the dragon's name. Gone is the curse tonight. All hail the mighty Knights. Repeat after me. By smoke.
I need to light that a bit more, Lincoln.
Oh, God. Here we go. Sorry.
was good.
By smoke and by flame, we revoke the dragon's name. Gone is the curse. As of tonight, all hail the mighty Newcastle Knights. One more time. Here we go for good luck. By smoke and by flame, we revoke the dragon's name. Gone is the curse tonight. All hail the mighty Newcastle Knights. And we're just going to let that sit just for a bit. Let me sit and hold that. All right. Let me just get that going a bit. So we're all about fresh start. So what we kind of need to do, we should have applied this first and sort
Ollie said link the Etsy witch.
Hey, I'm willing to do anything. If we get a circle back to this in a couple of years' time after we've won a premiership and go, you know what? Link did his bit. If I played some small part by burning fucking sage and doing an incantation in my bar, so be it. I'm willing to do that.
Brendan said, please don't burn the cave down.
I won't be, but don't you worry, pal. That will not be happening. All right? Good vibes, mate. Good vibes. So think of it as what we kind of did is now we're sort of wiping away the bad energy. I can feel it just fucking leaving my body now. We're just wiping it clean. And then what we're going to do once Kalen Ponga, once we're all back, baby, and we're all fit, firing and fresh, then the dragon's blood comes back out. We're going to crank that shit up to 11. All right, so let's that one sit for a little bit. I'm just going to hold on to this. Just let's see. Oh, that smells quite lovely, actually. All right, battlers, chew on that. And that's what we're going to chew on tonight. Now, if you want to chew on something absolutely bloody elite, get your hands on some of this gear. Beach jerky, baby. Some quality game day fuel. Head over to beachjerky.net. Make sure you go grab yourself a bag. Even the boys, our boys are getting around this at the minute. All right, so go grab yourself that. Pair it up with a beautiful grain-fed game day lager. Fucking cannot go wrong to watch some rugby league football and chew on that. Awesome stuff, battlers. Now, look, if you're watching the live stream at the moment, all right, those good vibes that are coming out of this sage and are flowing through your screens at the moment, give it a big old thumbs up, baby. And wherever you're wasting your time on social media, give us a follow. We're everywhere. Those YouTube subs are coming up very nicely. So if you haven't followed us on YouTube at the moment, head over there. Go subscribe. Hit the, what do they say? Fucking hit the bell notification, all that good gear. It helps us out. Really, really does. Now, if you want to support us here at the United, you can do so for as little as $5 per month. Here we are spending our hard-earned on fucking witchcraft. Well, it's not witch. You call it witchcraft, Lou. I don't think it's witchcraft. What would you call it?
Witchcraft.
It's not witchcraft, right?
Yeah.
Is it? Fuck it. We're dabbling in witchcraft now in order to make our team successful, to end this fucking curse. We're leaving no stone unturned here. We're willing to spend our hard-earned on the big fucking stick of sage and burn it and look like idiots on camera. Well, so be it. $5 per month, baby, will go a long way to help us out here at the United. $10 a month, you'll get into the exclusive Discord channel, the Club Nightanium. I bet you heard of it. Get the keys into that. $25 per month. You're into the exclusive Lock It In Championship. You're going to go in the running to win the championship belt. It's still unpredictable. Who knew? Last 2 weeks were full of confidence. There was probably no one that picked up any points. Will that change? It probably will. We're hoping so after burning this sage. So there you go. I'm going to extinguish that now. And we've all saged out here, Lou. I'm very happy with that. I'm going to sit that down there. All right. The sage has been put away. Let me try and knock that over, and I've got sage water all over the place. All right. Let's do it. Let's take a look at the United news this week, battlers.
It's the United news.
All right, some more shitty news, battlers. That's right. Our boy Greggy Marzu sustaining concussion at the latter stages of the game against the Roosters. I wasn't aware of it whilst we went on air yesterday. So this is a little bit of a delayed night of news, but yeah, super unfortunate. Let's hope it's only the 1 week. We're going to get him back for the Rabbitohs clash next week. So look, of all the injury news that we have covered, this is by far the lightest. Let's hope this is it. No more. All right. If we can go on a bit of a run where we're not talking about injury on the night news, we're in for a good time, battlers. So that's basically it. That is it for the night news this week. Let's do it. Let's move along to the teams that the Newcastle Knights under Justin Holbrook and the Penrith Panthers have named with Ivan Cleary this week. Kicking it off with an unchanged spine for the Newcastle Knights. That's right, Fletcher Sharp will be back at fullback once more. Sandon Smith will be pairing up with our boy Dill Brown in the halves with Phoenix Crossland, the leading tackle maker in the NRL. Can you believe that? 322 tackles. How many penis transplants has that bloke had? Just dicks falling off all over the place for Phoenix Crossland. Awesome work. Moving across to the Penrith Panthers at fullback, we have Dylan Edwards with Blaze Talungi and Nathan Cleary in the halves, with Freddie Lussick coming in to play hooker there at the Panthers. Now, let's start with Razor Sharp. Look, was he a little off last week by his standards? Yeah, he was a little off. He wasn't quite there, but in all honesty, who really was last week? It was just one of those games. I certainly don't think we're going to see 2 down games by our boy Razor Sharp. I think everyone can probably echo those sentiments. We all kind of know the player Razor is. We're just not going to see it. He's going to be back to his best. Seriously, him rocking out in the ANZAC jersey, the best ANZAC jersey of all time, might I add. It's just not going to happen back home at McDonald Jones Stadium. Sandon Smith, something that's a little concerning, and this kind of verified what we were all thinking. He's actually equal first with the most missed tackles in the NRL at the moment. Clearly targeted on that left edge last week. We know when he's played either right or left, he's had a couple of lapses there. He's really going to need to tighten that up, because this Penrith team, they are going to know that that is going to be a weakness of ours. And let's hope that trend can be bucked. I know it's going to be hard of all teams to try and stop that against the Penrith Panthers. Is going to be particularly hard, but yeah, it's something that, you know, when I did go and have a look and gone, oh, geez, yeah, the numbers don't lie there. I know not all missed tackles are created equal, but we've seen enough on the eye test where Sandon kind of needs to work on a little bit of defensive stuff there. So now Dylan Brown. Let's do it. Let's jump into this week's player battle matchup, brought to you by our good mates at the Metal Man, because every single battle deserves a medal. At the Metal Man, they specialize in high-quality custom medals and awards for sporting clubs with competitive pricing, fast turnaround, and that absolutely friendly local service that you just love, battlers. From junior carnivals to the big grand final, they will recognize every single achievement in style. The Metal Man, where every win deserves recognition. Now let's jump into this week's player battle matchup. Now, this is going to be the game, battlers. This needs to be the game where Dylan Brown silences whatever remaining doubters there may be. This is it. This is why you purchased the big $1 million man. Now, we're coming into this game, no one's giving us a hope. And why would they? After being completely dominated the last 2 weeks against some pretty good teams, the Penrith Panthers, they're back to the peak of their powers once more. They have set the bar. They are by far and away the best team in the competition. But this needs to be the game where Dill Brown comes out and really shows why the Knights invested in him, why he's going to get that big pay packet. Because if he can come out and control the game, defend really well, we know he can defend really well, and he can keep the Newcastle Knights composed, we are in this fight, baby. We are absolutely in the fight. And on the flip side, if Cleary completely comes out, owns the tempo, and Brown just goes missing, then that gap between the class in that game is just going to be exposed. It's going to be huge. So massive game for Dylan Brown. I have all eyes on Dill at the moment because, you know, we said it when you got all that, you know, the big paycheck, the big contract comes a lot of pressure and a lot of expectation. I know Dill can rise to the occasion. We saw at the back end of last year what he was doing. We saw it in Vegas. Last week, I don't think anyone's going to be super critical. The whole team was just off. It was his first game back. But look, you would think now he's, you know, the match fitness is going to be there after a few games, specifically after playing that one last week. So we're going to need a big game from our boy Dill. I've got Dylan Brown up against Nathan Cleary. Let's hope we get plenty of highlights from Dill. Ran the ball really well. Great kicking game. We remember that beautiful kick that he put in for Fletcher Hunt last week. I think we're going to be seeing a little bit more of that. But yeah, I want this to be a standout performance by Dill, where he's just proven more and more people like, yeah, this is going to be, he's the dude. Here's the vision. We can all see it. We can all get around it. But on the flip side, Nathan Cleary, holy shit. What have I got here? The most try assists in the comp with 10, and the most attacking kicks in the competition was 61. So out and out the spearhead of the Panthers attack. He has been for the last fucking half a decade. We cannot give this guy time. We cannot give this guy any space. That line speed and intent in defense has to be there. We cannot come into this game like we were the back end against the Roosters. Like the Roosters got their shit together and they got some quality players, but this Panthers team is a totally different beast, particularly when you got bloody Nathan Cleary steering the ship. He will just pull our pants down and make it look like a goddamn training run. Got to be jamming up, giving him absolutely no time and space, be all over him. Even if it means you're going to go... Willie Mason broke it down really well why the Penrith Panthers seemingly give away so many 6 agains. They do it intentionally because they back their defense. They're just going to slow things down and go, who cares? We're going to get a ruck infringement, but it resets the set and the defensive line is reset. They're that stoic and their systems are so goddamn good. They're willing to give away 6 agains. It just frustrates teams. They just suffocate teams and frustrate them. So, yeah, we cannot give Nathan Cleary any time or space. A task much easier said than done. But, yeah, if he comes out and just has all the time in the world, it's not going to be pretty because he is a fucking – he's a gun. He's going to be an immortal. What are we saying? Like, it's inevitable, right? I don't think there's been I can't think of a player that we've seen with our own eyes that you just know. There's going to be guys that you hope you're going to reach those lofty heights, but – surely we're all going to be shocked if Nathan Cleary doesn't, in 20 years' time, isn't going to be an immortal, right? But yeah, again, coming off those 2 heavy losses last week, now facing the Panthers, the worst thing we can do is overcomplicate things. And we saw what we did against the Bulldogs. That's the recipe for success. This week isn't about trick plays or completely reinventing the attack. We just need to reset and build on standards. And that's what we did against the Bulldogs. If we're any chance against this Penrith team, we need to look back at exactly what we did against the Bulldogs. That's it. I publicly praise Justin Holbrook for not overcomplicating, not correcting. It was just giving the boys confidence, simplifying the game plan, and rolling up the sleeves, and we got the job done. And we done it fucking convincingly. So we have done it before. After the Wars took it to us at home in round 3, we got the job done against the Bulldogs in round 4 under those same circumstances. So, it's going to be probably the big priority on Justin Holbrook this week is, stripping back everything. And there's going to be the 3 non-negotiables this week. It's going to be winning the ruck, completing your sets, and defend with intent. That's it. We can tick those 3 boxes. We're going to give ourselves a shot. That has to be it. Just strip everything back, play off the back of those 3 fundamentals. We're going to go a long way to try and win this football game at McDonald Jones Stadium and break this 10-year drought. I'm sick of fucking droughts. We're going to drought up on the Gold Coast, and then we've got one in our backyard where Panthers just come seemingly roll into town and get a win. Not since the great Kirk Gidley played have we beaten the Panthers at home. What is that about? Gross. Anyways.
A voicemail, Lincoln.
Do we? Who have we got a voicemail from? Flaxy.
Yo, what's going on, United? It's your boy Flaxy. We're kind of the opposite right now, man. You got a lot of long hair. I got no hair or short hair. But look, before I get into my predictions, I just want to say congratulations to the Knights. They're looking really good this year. And if they keep going, we could be the team to knock them out of the finals. But before we get to that, we got obviously this week's game. And I know what a lot of people are going to say. They're saying, Flaxy, you're just going to, you're not just going to say you're going to flog them. You're just going to say all this and that. Look, normally I would, but the Knights are a bogey team for Penrith. They're a team that kind of, puts a good fight up against Panthers. You guys beat us last year, even though you got wooden spoon. You guys took us to a game where we won by 1 point. There was 3 field goals. I think it was in 2024 or 3.
Yep.
Look, you guys always put up a good fight against us, and I think you're going to do the same again this week. You guys look really good. You're going to be up for this game, and usually, as I said, I would say we'd flog a team, but look, I'm going to go Panthers 1-12. I think you guys have a lot of class this year, and I think you're going to put a fight against us. And yeah, all I can say is probably going to be 24-14, and Tom Jenkins to score 2 tries because he is an absolute beast, and it doesn't matter if you have Fletcher, you have Dane, you have whoever, A, B, C, D, doesn't matter who you have. Tom Jenkins is going to score 2 tries. Panthers going to win 1-12. There's my prediction. Have a good one.
How respectful of Flaxy compared to the absolute fucking shit Hainsey took on us. Wow. Take notes, Hainsey. The great Flaxy. Did you see the live stream of him finally cutting his hair? What do you have to say? He was going to grow his hair out until Panthers won 5 straight.
Yep.
Seriously, of all the teams, you're going to back yourself. Like, if you're a Titans supporter and you're saying that kind of shit, you're going to have longer hair than me, and you're going to have it for a fucking long time. For the Panthers, it's a surefire bet. Like, come on. There was no way they weren't going to win 5 in a row this year, but love you, Flaxy. Great guy. If you haven't done so already, go check out the Madman's content. But very respectful. What do you say, 24-14?
Yep.
That's incredible. Well, considering the Panthers score on average this year 32 points. Can you believe that? 32 points is the fucking average. That would be a win. You know, we want to win. We're here to play for competition points, battlers. But I tell you what, he was right. Going back, we did get the win on him last year. 2023, it was it was a milestone game. On this show, I would call back to it all the time. We took him to golden point, 3 field goals. Unfortunately, Nathan Cleary in golden point. Ice's one there, but Tyson Gamble with one of the all-time great field goals there. Took it right to them. We could be in those areas. We absolutely could be. Morgan Evans playing at halftime. ANZAC round. It's reset after being completely and utterly dominated the last 2 games. There's no way that they're going to let it happen for a third time. We're just not. And I think there'd be a few Panthers supporters that would be a bit weary. They'd be sort of maybe a little bit sleepless, going, shit. We've seen it. How many times have we seen it this year? The competition this year, whether it is that Volandi's ball, the 6 again, high attacking, high scoring point kind of game, rugby league has morphed into. But we've seen plenty of upsets. Like, look at the Dolphins. The Dolphins took it right down to the Panthers up in Darwin and nearly got the job done. Parramatta blows fucking the Bulldogs off the park. So you just never know. There's been so many of those games at the moment, and it seems like unless you're the Dragons, you don't stay down for too long. You bounce back after a couple of weeks. So could be, mate. But what a respectful prediction, Flaxy. Appreciate the call in, brother. All right, let's move along to the outside backs for the Newcastle Knights. We've got Dominic Young and Dane Gagai once more on the right edge. Fletcher Hunt and our boy. I know you're excited, Lou. Our boy Schiller Instinct. Hank from me, myself, and Irene. Chris Evans with the buzz card. He's back in the team, and I fucking love to see it.
Back again.
He's back again, killing it in cup from all accounts. So really good to see him coming in. He's going to be plugged into that left edge there with Greg Marzu vacated. Moving across, Milky Jenkins, the try-scoring machine. 16 tries already in 7 rounds played football. Incredible. With Casey McLean, he returns after a 1-game suspension on the left edge with Paul Alamotti and Brian To'o, probably the most beloved rugby league player. I don't think there's anyone who could begrudgingly dislike that man, Brian To'o. Boy, oh boy. Milky Jenkins. Like, here we were back in 2024, right? We were all excited. I remember the statistic. He scored 6 tries in 7 games while playing for the Panthers, and we're going, yes, all right, we got one. Here we go. We got a good one on our hands here. Dominic Young, he's gone off to the Roosters. We've got our guy on the right edge, and it just seemingly didn't work. It didn't look comfortable at the Knights, and you thought, here's a guy that's just left the Panther system, and he's going to fade into obscurity, play Super League or Reggie's or whatever. And he's come back, and he's just fucking lighting the world on fire. The Panthers scoring 54% of their tries. So 21 of the 39 tries they have already scored. That's right, 39 tries already, which is insane, have been on that left edge, which is absolutely no surprise when you got Milky scoring fucking 16 of them. Casey McLean having a breakout season as well. He's already getting the origin yarn thrown at him already. Both these guys are. And it doesn't get any easier on the other side of the field. Like, Brian To'o is going to be remembered, I think, as the best winger that we've ever seen. Super consistent. Doesn't have a weakness to his game. I seriously don't recall ever seeing a poor Brian To'o game, whether it's in Origin, regular season, whatever it might be. He just doesn't play a bad football game. So, geez, our edges have it cut out for us this week. I know, again, now you got Shills and Hunt, and we'll get to Francis in a moment. That left edge it's completely and utterly makeshift now. There's nothing left of our starting left edge that we would pick it under a healthy team. So what can we expect this week? Hopefully it's been fixed up. I know the last 2 weeks it hasn't been great. It's been a bit shaky, but I guarantee the Panthers are going to look to try and exploit that. So let's hope that's fixed up. But I'm really excited to see James Schiller. You guys know we all love him here at the United. He's a guy that I think gets massively slept on. I think was it sometime last year? I'm trying to think back to when it was. I don't know if I have it here in my notes. I think he get played in what game was it? 10 points the first battler who can rattle it off. When he got named on the left wing spot there, and who did we play? And he got bathed, the poor bastard. Had a really, really tough game on the left wing there, and they did some reshuffling. He came back on the right center. Do you guys remember that? Towards the back end of last year? Was it the Sharks? Sharks come to mind. But anyways, but look, yeah, by all accounts, absolutely killing it at Cup. Love to see this guy get his chance. Big, like he's a physical. He's one of those players. He on TV doesn't look big, but fuck, he's so goddamn strong. Tackle breaking machine. I know towards the end of last year, he was up there in the easily, I think nearly top 5 tackle breakers in the comp. So let's hope he gets his chances there with Fletcher as well. Let's hope Fletcher, he'll be riding high in confidence. Those 3 boys that I gave the United Players of the Week to, I'm sure regardless of being in a losing team, their confidence should be sky high. After a couple of try-saving efforts there by Fletcher Hunt, I'm sure he's going to be bringing that form in. I'm certainly looking forward to him. If he could get over and above Mark Nwanga and Itawase, he's certainly going to get the job done on Brian To'o or Paul Alamotti.
Sorry, Lincoln. Tony said it was against Manly.
Oh, was it Manly, was it? Yeah, he had a bit.
Kid said when we got booed and won.
Was it? I thought it was a game where we lost. And it was like we were moving blokes all over the place. I swear it was later in the year, mate.
Pete said Cronulla Sharks.
I thought it was, yeah. I got Cronulla in my head too. And we did it was just poor selection. Like Shill should have never been picked on that edge, and particularly to play wing. He'd been playing center all year, and it was just a really bad call by Adam O'Brien at the time. And then, yeah, at halftime they switched him out. I can't remember I vividly, I can see the replay, man. I'm just trying to remember who the player was that showed him up a couple of times, and it just got ugly. But look, I'm sure he's fixed that up, and Justin Holbrook's trusting to get the job done there on the left wing. But yeah, boy, oh boy, what an absolutely stacked back line for the Penrith Panthers. Holy shit. So look out for that right edge of theirs. Absolutely humming. 54% of their points or tries, coming along that edge there. Let's move along, shall we, to the forwards for the Newcastle Knights. Our boy Frank the Tank Francis Manu Leilua will get his second start there in the second row on the left edge with Jermaine McEwen as well. Trey Mooney and Jacob Saifidi with Matty Croker locking down the middle. Moving across to the Panthers, we have Isaiah Papali'i with Luke Garner in the second row, Moses Leota and Lindsay Smith at the prop 4 positions, and Isaiah Yeo, the Blues representative forward in the lock forward position. Now, Jacob Saifidi, our captain, we saw and read the comments in the post-match press conference, and look, he put his hand up and admitted, the leaders let down the team, and they did. It wasn't a great outing there, but it's got to be not talk from Jacob Saifidi this week. It's got to be all actions. It's got to be all actions, because when your captain is taking the tough carries, winning the collision, and dragging himself into every single effort area, the young boys are going to follow him. We've seen it. We saw Jacob wind back the clock and play some beautiful Origin form, some really tough physical brand of football. The last couple of weeks it hasn't been there, but that opening carry, we want to see him. Mark my words. I bet you Jacob Saifidi is going to take that opening hit up, and that's got to be the statement of the game. Because if you can set the tone early, suddenly we've got a pack that has been dominated the last 2 weeks, get a bit of belief about them. Go, you know what? We can go toe-to-toe with the big dogs. All right? So it's going to be a big job by Jacob Saifidi. Lead by actions more than words kind of areas for JSAF. Because if he comes out and plays a really tough physical game, you know the other boys are going to go with him. You know Trey, the boys off the bench, we've seen it before, they're going to do it. So going to be a lot on JSAF's shoulders. Been with us 10 years now. He's the captain. He's the dude, particularly without Tyson Frizzell. Frizz is all about that sort of leading by actions, not sort of a big talker, but leads with actions. It's going to be a lot more responsibility on Jacob Saifidi to do that. So get excited. We're going to be here on the Knights Watch, and Jacob Saifidi is just going to run it off the fucking back fence in the fucking ANZAC kit.
Justin's put it really well. I feel this is a really mental game. Don't feed into the hype that the Panthers are an unbeatable team. Believe in one another and believe in the game plan, and we'll win.
Absolutely. As I said, you just got to strip it right back. The Bulldogs game is a prime example of how we can beat this Panthers team. And who went on to beat the bloody Panthers? Was it the week after or the week after? It was the week after, because that's when I did the Rugby League Matt fucking post and said the Bulldogs defeated the undefeated Panthers, and because we beat them, technically we are the best team in the competition. So played the Bulldogs into some form there. So you're absolutely right, mate. And I think Justin Holbrook has shown he's more than capable of, after a disappointing loss, he can get the team around, rally around it, and get the message across to them to go, you know, boys, let's put that to bed. Let's take the learnings, strip it right back, and do what we do best. And roll up the sleeves and win the contact. Get the forwards rolling through the middle, and we can play off the back of that. So you're absolutely right, mate. That's what it needs to be. But it's not going to be an easy task. You know, when you've got guys like Moses Leota, Isaiah Yeo, absolute weapons, guns. They've been there. They've done it on the biggest stages. A big test. Probably the biggest test that our forward packs had to face yet. They got the job done against Canberra. Canberra were a bit flat. But this team absolutely red hot at the minute. So we don't want to see what we've seen in the last 2 weeks from our forward pack. Got to lift, baby. If they lift, we're giving ourselves every hope of winning this football game. All right, let's move across to the bench with Harrison Graham, Pastrami Solo, Cody Hopwood, and Elijah Salese Lomoana. He's back for the first time on the bench for the Newcastle Knights with Asu Kapoa. Potentially making his club debut for the Newcastle Knights, with Kyle McCarthy also named on the six-man bench. Moving across to the Panthers, we got the ex-Knight himself, Jack Cogger, with Scott Sorensen, Kalani Going, Billy Phillips, Isaac Tago, and Jack Cole. Now, Asu Kapoa. A lot of you guys are going, who's Asu Kapoa? He's a guy, I've got here in my notes, played from the Tigers between 2020 to 2024, signed with the Knights in July of last year whilst playing New South Wales Cup for the Panthers. So scoring 21 tries in 18 games, and the Reggies didn't crack their first grade team at all. But if you remember, cast your minds back 2023 when he was playing for the West Tigers. Do you remember that absolute shit call that Ashley Klein was in the bunker? It was basically, it was 80 minutes. The Cowboys kicked off. They did that short dropout, and there was that bullshit obstruction call where Kyle Felt clearly milked it, fell over, and then all the Tigers players are blowing up. It goes up, and the bunker awarded as an obstruction, and they kick it basically on the siren to win the game. Do you remember that? That was our poor boy, Asu Kapoa. He clearly didn't obstruct Kyle Felt. But anyways, I was like, oh, shit, that was that poor bastard. But look, he's going to bring versatility, can cover that center, back rower kind of position there. Pretty powerful ball carrier, good out of yardage, can generate quick play of the ball. So doesn't need to be flashy. If he comes in and plays the ball, just needs to roll up the sleeves and get a job done. So against his old club, who knows? The game script might be that he might get his chance there. So keep your eye out for our boy Kapoa. But yeah, let's hope Harrison Graham, he's going to be a guy, circling back to what we were saying about Jacob Saifidi in the forward pack. We can lay a platform there, win some meters through the middle. He is a guy that you just plug in. We've seen it. We love it. We miss it. Just carve shit up. You know, the impeccable form that he showed in the first month. Unfortunately, we haven't kind of seen it because, you know, the way we've been playing at the moment hasn't kind of enabling him that ability to get those, darts out of dummy half and break the line and set up tries. So let's hope that's the case. Let's hope we're rolling up their sleeves, getting through some work in the middle, playing over the advantage line, interject some Harrison Graham magic, and he can just carve the Panthers through the middle. That would be beautiful to see. But yeah, Cody Hopwood once more, praised him last week. I thought he was really, really good. Not a huge highlight game, but just the eye test. He looked like he got through a ton of work in a team that was just getting absolutely rolled. I want to see more from him. More and more, the more opportunities. He's just going to be a guy highly touted. He's got a pretty big ceiling on him. I think he's going to go a long, long way with us at the Knights. So excited to see him get more and more opportunities for us off the bench. But yeah, I think that'll just about do it. As I said before, it's a mental game this week. It clearly is. We just need to have that mentality. Got to go in as the massive underdogs and go, why can't we beat this team? Why can't we? As I said before, the Dolphins taking it right to them. Maybe there's a bit of fatigue. Maybe there's going to be a little bit of fatigue in the Panthers team, even though they're fucking absolutely fit. They're like the fittest rugby league team in the competition at the moment. But yeah, dream big. Who knows? I've got an air of optimism. I know you asked me a few times, Lynn. I think, the way in the fashion that we got beaten the last 2 weeks, there's no way we're going to repeat it for the third time. There just isn't. The quality coaching staff that we have, the players that we've seen them buy in. There's no way coming back home that we're going to dish out a performance like that. So I'm really excited for this one. I think we're gonna go all right. We're going to go all right. Plenty to be excited about this week compared to the last 2 weeks. Put it that way. All right, let's do it. Let's take a look at your lock-it-ins this week, brought to you by our good mates at Grain-Fed Brewery.
It's time to lock it in. It's time to lock it in.
That's right. Battlers, the beer brewed tough, just like your game day calls. Whether you're backing in the boys for a big one or a masterclass from your favorite player, make sure you have a cold grain-fed in hand. All right, so head on down. What do we say? 700 meters. It's a can of beer. All right. As you leave, get a little roadie before you finish that beer. Before you know it, you're already at McDonald Jones Stadium. You can't get a beer closer to McDonald Jones Stadium than that. So go get some pre-game drinks. Go see Lockie and the crew down there at Grain-Fed Brewery.
Some of the battlers are going there before the game on. Good
stuff. If you are going, I tell you what, get some photos, tag me in it. I'll put them up. All right? Please do so. All right. Get your lock-it-ins, battlers. Now, for me, I've got our boy Francis Manu-Leilua. I got his an anytime try scorer. He was absolutely one of the shining lights in what was a pretty poor performance by our team last week. Rampaging, came through the Panther system, so going against his old club as well. I think he's in for another monster game. I reached out to the big guy after yesterday's show, told him about all the messages of support and all the calls we took about him. He absolutely loves it, battlers. Big friend of the show, Big Francis. So he's loving the support at the moment. I know back home, getting to play a full 80 minutes. I know he debuted quite late in that Warriors game. The game was done. It was more match fitness, but I'm more counting his debuts playing in that second row game last week. But geez, getting his shot back home, Mac Jones Stadium is going to be huge for the big guy. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he can bring once more. Lock him in for an anytime try scorer. I got Dylan Brand for 2 try assists. He's going to be digging in nice and deep, giving some opportunities, some players outside of him. Lock him in for 2 try assists. I got the Knights with 6 line breaks and running for 1,900 run meters. I got the Knights 1-12, baby. Why not? Morgan Evans playing at halftime. Just getting the crowd up, getting the boys up. There's no way we're fading out. And I got us to score last, just to rub it into the Tigers' face. Maybe to clinch victory, just to snatch victory before the full-time siren. So lock it in, baby. That's what I got. All right, what do you guys got? Hit me. All right, Brenton, lock it in. Pants down, Panthers. What have we got here? 2 aerial tries from both of our wingers. Good lock it in, mate. I like that a lot. Dillbag's 2 try assists. Fuck yeah, mate. You're with me on that one. Both second rows to bag and meat pie. Linked to 6 game day lagers. Oh, mate. I'll if that's the case, if that's what's going to be unveiling before our eyes, mate, I'll be sinking 6 of those before bloody half time, mate, on the Night's watch. And it's bloody easy to do too, mate. Trust me, they're fucking beautiful. A beautiful drink. Good stuff. All right, what else we got? All right, Pete, what do you got, big dog? Fletcher Hunt, a lot of try savers. And you know what? That's a huge credit to him. I know everyone's sort of glazing about the hat trick he scored, but they're kind of overlooking the 2 fucking try-saving efforts, just the individual efforts there to stop 2 tries, particularly that one on CR Wong on the big guy was fucking awesome. So loving that, mate, bringing that defense once more. Penrith, a lot of errors. Surprisingly, I did have it. I don't know if I still got it up here. No, I don't think I do. They do have, I think, the most handling errors in the league. So goes to show they probably like playing that really expansive brand of football, not really afraid to throw it around, but why would they in the form they're in? So Dylan Brown, man of the match. Fuck yes. Yes. Back home, Mac Jones Stadium, mate. If Dylan Brown's man of the match, we are undoubtedly going to win this football game. 100%. I would love that for him. I reckon they have an ANZAC come out of the team at training or pre-game in the sheds. I hope so. We have the edge mentally. And physically, I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're saving ourselves for this game. I'm with you, mate. We're in for a big one. Don't sleep on that ANZAC spirit. We're going to put in a real good performance on the ANZAC ground. All right, what have we got? Justin, Schiller magic. Schiller Hattie. Everyone gets a hat trick. Fuck yeah, I'm all in for that. Dom double, hell yeah. Knights to win penalty count 7-4. Knights to complete at 80 to 85. That is going to be a bare minimum. If we're any chance of beating this fucking team, we've got to be somewhere there. Can't be any below than that. Knights to win in style. Similar to the 2014 win against the Storm at home. Knights fucking won the 12. What a game.
Dom double sounds like a burger.
It does sound like a burger.
Or a McMuffin.
A Dom double. Yeah, I like that. Schiller Hattie sounds good too. Very good. All right, what else we got? Christopher Wilson, Frank the Tank, anytime try scorer. I'm with you, brother. McLean, anytime try scorer. Guys in some red hot form. Got a week off there. He'll want to bounce back big time. Knights to force 3 to 4 dropouts. I'll take that. Thank you very much. Bit of sustained pressure. Panthers to have 45 to 47% possession. I'm liking that. Knights to score last. Player to be sin bin. We actually had a couple of sin bin lock-ins last week, but we didn't see one. Are we overdue for a sin bin? Maybe. All right, very good. Is there any more? Or is that last one? One more. What do we got? Knights 27, Panthers 20. Dominic Young double in a Panthers sin bin. So there we go. Another sin bin one from Paddy. I'll take the 20. You know what? Yeah, we do like kicking field goals against the Panthers. So, mate, that's not a bad lock it in, mate. I don't mind that one bit. I like that one. Good stuff, Battlers. Good stuff. All right, let's do it. Let's answer some of your burning questions, Battlers.
Burning questions.
All right, Battlers, if you work in a business, chances are you are probably not prepared for fire and or emergency. So make sure you get in contact with the fine folk at Get Out Alive Fire Safety Training for your training, plans, procedures. They will make sure you're equipped so you know what to do. Unlike Shane Flanagan or the Dragons. You just go, what is going on? It's shit's just burning down everywhere. They've got no plan in place. But you don't want that to be you. So get in contact with Get Out Alive Fire Safety Training. Because you don't want to be like the Dragons. Because if you don't learn, you will burn. All right, what do we got?
Okay, I just have to apologize. I did some research. People use white sage in different ways. Some see it as a spiritual cleansing or energy clearing, would you say that's what we did then?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Some use it purely for the smell or relaxation, and some associate it with modern spiritual practices, which might be loosely based as witchy, but that's not the same as traditional witchcraft. So, apology.
You feel better now?
Yes, I do.
Good.
Sorry.
You should do.
All right. Question from Denise. Why do they always go with the short kickoffs?
Because, it's just the risk reward now. You're mad not to, really, unless you're getting absolutely pummeled and you're just defending your goal line all the time and you need that break to kick it long. Yeah, because the change in rules of the penalty count, you're mad not to. You're mad not to have a crack because I don't know what your statistical chances would be, but they're pretty darn good. You're going to get the ball back. I know last year we seemed to be the worst team in the world at getting them, but we seem to have cleaned that up. Particularly when you got fucking Fletcher Hunt and Dominic Young. I know we butchered one last week, but yeah, it's just because of the rule changes regarding the penalties. So you're mad not to have a crack and try and get the ball back. So I know it's split opinion on that. I can understand because it does sort of take away quality kicking game to sustain pressure. Like you should be rewarded if you put in a really good kick or good defensive effort and trap a team in goal. For them just to do a short drop out and get the ball back, I can get that. For the rugby league purists, that fucking stings. But it can swing momentum in favour of the defending team as well. So that'd be why, Denise.
It's asked if you could pick 3 Knights players to join the army and do well, who would you pick?
Ooh, well, Chief's got to be a no-brainer. That man was, he is made for the military. That dude, he would just, all goer. I reckon Ben Kennedy would be a fucking psycho, and he would just, he would jump on a grenade for you, Ben Kennedy, without a doubt. Give me him. And then, who else am I? Who else? Give me Gids. Just a captain's captain. I know you got Paul Harrigan there too, but Gids super fit. I think the Mad Dog's doing Kokoda at the moment. I think I saw on an Instagram story post. So I think he's doing Kokoda challenge again too. So Kirk Gidley, mate, they're the 3. Give me those.
Pat's asked, who's everyone's favorite commentator? I'd have to say Ganane.
Oh, mate, it has to be Vossi or Brandy for me, 100%. Without, fuck that. Favorite commentator. Do you know who I don't mind more and more? I don't mind Cooper Cronk. I find he's good. Ganane's like probably the best call, like as you say, like caller. That type, not the analysis kind of stuff. Just out and out caller. He's good. Good friend of the show. Had him on and managed to interview our boy Dan Ganane. Man, he can. You could honestly do a series. That guy, and I mean it respectively. God, he's got some yarns and he can talk. Holy dooly!
I wish we still had that footage.
Yeah, that was a good yarn, and he could go on and on and on. And I say that with all due respect, and you're just like mesmerized by what he's saying. Good guy, Dan. So yeah, that's a good shout, mate. As just a pure game day caller, apart from Rabs, who's the GOAT, you'd have to go. I'd say Dan Ganane too, mate. I'm with you.
Question from Justin. If you could bring back a food or snack that you loved as a kid that's no longer available, what would it be? For me, it would be either juniper bars or the old chocolate flavor space food.
Food or snack that you can't get anymore. Shit.
I'll go first while you think.
What's that?
So Kmart used to have a cafe in it called Holly's.
Yeah, right.
They had the best burgers there. And then there was also from Franklin's. Remember Franklin's?
Yeah. Shout out Franklin's.
No frills chips.
Yeah,
Little
right.
packets of chips. I remember they were white with blue on them. Russ mentioned it.
Oh,
once.
yeah. I remember. And it was like really thin plastic.
They were the best.
Yeah, I know the ones you taught. It had blue writing on it, eh? Yeah, fuck yeah. I remember. And the salt and vinegar ones were white with like the purple writing and shit, eh? Yeah.
Also, the drinks from from Kmart, the Australia ones. I think LA Ice took over.
Oh, yeah. I remember those vending
were
machines
good.
outside of Kmart's and
50
stuff.
cent can.
True.
Back in my day.
One thing that randomly just popped into my head, I know you and I have spoken about this before, Lou. Shout out in the late 90s, for all the millennials out there, the Tarzan movie that came out, the Disney Tarzan movie, and they had for a limited time, you could get these banana sundaes.
I was just telling our daughter about that the other day.
Fuck, they were elite. My God, that's been like 27 years since I've eaten one, and I can still fucking remember. That was so goddamn good.
Oh, Brendan said Wonka bars, the sludge.
Yeah, Wonka
sludge.
were pretty elite. Yeah, I'll give it that. Man, I'd love to talk to mate. Russ would remember so many. Just trying to think of even like takeaway shit. Didn't Macca's had some pretty good didn't they have like a lamb burger or some shit there 10
Oh,
to
the
15
lamb
years ago?
burger. I used to smash
They
that.
were pretty good.
Yeah.
I swear they haven't had one of those for a while. There's a
There was
couple
a
for you, mate.
Monsters Inc. McFlurry too. That was good as well.
True. And I swear there used to be it's still the same kind of food. I don't know why fucking Yogo Gorilla Mixes don't have the spoon. That was half the fun, was eating it with that little fucking clicky spoon. But there used to be, if you remember this, Battlers, you'll be my best mate. You used to get these, like a 12-pack of Yogos, but then you could get ones that were like slightly bigger, but they were double. And they were like different writing. The gorilla looked a little bit different on them. Shout out if you remember them. I swear they tasted better. Like Caramella Koalas, I will die on the fucking hill that the big Caramella Koalas taste infinitely better than the smaller ones. I guarantee it. Guarantee it. But if you remember the Yogos that were slightly bigger, they were fucking elite. Even though they probably came from the same fucking spot, to me, they tasted better.
Christopher said Sunny Boy Triangle Ice.
Fuck yeah, Sunny Boys.
Cola ones.
Holy shit. Do they not? They don't make them anymore, do
They
they?
did for a little bit in the international section, but I think they were like orange flavor.
That's right, Sunny Boys. Holy shit. Hasn't been anything like a Sunny Boy. That was so unique. Yeah, there you go. Trip down memory lane. Fuck yeah. Sunny Boy. Shout out to you guys.
So good.
Good stuff.
Hungry now. Christopher asked, if Gags retires at the end of the season, does Hunt get a crack at his center spot?
Absolutely. Well, what was funny, and I didn't actually pick up on it. I saw the footage of James Tedesco handing his jersey over to Dane Gagai. Now, what Dane Gagai has been doing for this season is collecting all the player jerseys that he really admires. So, James Tedesco being one of those players on his list. I would not be at all surprised if after this game, if he asks Nathan Cleary for his jersey. Now, that might be a subtle insight to go, because apparently listening to the Levels potty with Justin Horro, he interviewed him after the game and he was saying, he's kind of taken it all in. So I think there's clearly a possibility that he's hanging it up. He's starting to do the farewell tour and collect these jerseys, because it might come to season's end. He goes, you know what? I thought I wanted to go around. I don't want to do it, and just finish off as a Knight this year. So I'm kind of hoping that is the case. We all love Dane Gagai. What's he now? The fourth or fifth most capped Knight of all time now. But yeah, collecting opposition jerseys sounds like this is going to be the year, right? And after the way Fletcher Hunt played, yeah, mate, 100%. You'd think he's got the gig, right? After that performance, yeah, which is crazy. If you'd asked me 12 months ago, I probably wouldn't have had Fletcher Hunt up there. I thought he'd probably be a really good backup for KP, but yeah, like we said on last night's Match Rewind show, you have to put him in this team somewhere. Like, you just can't not play him anymore. He's so versatile, game changer, dynamic, athletic. And yeah, for a guy that's played, what do we say, 17 games, where's this guy going to be after 50 or 100 games? So yeah, mate, I think he's in the box seat 100% for sure.
Mitchell asks, who is your favorite coach at the moment?
Besides Justin Hall, I'm going to take him out of the equation, obviously. Favorite coach. I would have to, you know what? I really like Andrew Webster. I really fucking love what he's doing with the Wars. It's easy to say Ivan Cleary. Obviously, he's, yeah. What more can you say there? But Andrew Webster, I know a lot of people don't like me glazing the Wars as much as I do, but shit, for the first time in probably forever, I don't think the Wars have been in this strong a position. They are just stacked right across the board. They play a fucking exciting brand of football ever since he's come to the place. And I don't think anyone sort of had that higher hopes for Andrew Webster. I know he came out of that Panthers system with Cameron Ciraldo, but everyone sort of had eyes on Cameron Ciraldo, and Andrew Webster's gone away and done his thing. And yeah, he's done something for the Warriors that, I don't think another coach has kind of done. I know they had who took him to his name escapes me. They took him to the 2002 grand final. And then Ivan Cleary took him in 2011. God, what was his name? Oh, I can see his face. Anyways, but yeah, I love what Andrew Webster's building, mate. So give me him. I hope, apart from us, I'd love to see him win a grand final, mate, for sure. And I've got a soft spot for Ricky too. Ricky does a good job.
Dalton's asked, thoughts on a bye in the last round, getting a week off before the finals, coming in fresh, especially if we make top 4 and get a home final first week and win, perhaps getting ahead of myself and wishful thinking. We get another week off coming into a home preliminary final, playing one game in 3 weeks.
Yeah, I'm with you. I really like that idea. I think it's going to be a bit of inevitability. Not only that, could you imagine, right? Once all the finals teams are locked in, right? Top 8's locked in. The AFL do it. The week off, just all the commentary and the build-up, right? So you've concluded the regular season, right? You're going to have a week off, and it's just non-stop talking about finals football, and it just, I think it would kind of separate regular season and finals a little bit more and really amp up the finals campaign being its own thing. So I'm with you. And anyone who's like HIAs is a big one as well. Like how shit it would be, I'm sure it has happened. None that I can think off the top of my head. But if you've got a player that's picked up a HIA in the last round and can't play in the finals campaign because he's on protocol, you know what I mean? That would eliminate that too. So I'm with you. You want to see that the top 8 teams should have their best players available to play in finals football. They've gone through the rigors of the regular season. Let's amp up the final series. Get him fit, firing, and healthy, and just kick off the finals campaign. I'm with you. I think it will happen. I'm going to have a crystal ball. It's gonna happen eventually. Is that it? We're good. We've extinguished all the burning questions. Fuck yeah, love it. All right, battlers. As I said earlier, if you're watching the live stream at the moment, you haven't done so, give it a big old thumbs up. Really does help us out here. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you haven't done so already and left us a 5-star review, I'm fucking sick of repeating myself. Go do it right now. All right. I'll kick your ass hard and the Roosters kicked ours last week.
You got a comment on YouTube. You might need a new table soon. Link looks chock-a-block.
It looks good, right? Yeah, got all the product placement. I had to sort of rejig it, but you might be right. I might have to extend it out a little bit. Yeah, and actually, shout out. I got this today. Where did I fucking wait? I didn't think there was such a thing as a bargain anymore. The way the world's going, everything seems expensive. But I found this on eBay, and I couldn't fucking buy it quick enough. How good's this? Got this for like 20 odd bucks on eBay. An OG original fucking Knights flag. How good is that? And it's in like fucking Mickey Mouse condition. Beautiful. I think I paid like 26 bucks. Free shipping. Oh, thank you very much. Fucking awesome. Love it. I thought it was like a remake, but it's actually like proper old school. So it's nearly a fucking 40-year-old flag, that one. Good stuff. All right. Where was I at? Sorry, I lost my train of thought before I was gloating about my new flag that I bought. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Now, yes, we're going to be coming to you live to do the Knights Watch live right here in the second best place in the world. Watch the Newcastle Knights here in the Nighter Bar. If you're not going to McDonald Jones Stadium, if you're not going down to Grain-Fed and getting a couple of pre-game beers before heading down and watching the Newcastle Knights get a win and then coming back to Grain-Fed and it's celebrating, make sure you tune into the Knights Watch. It's good fun. But yeah, that is just about do us, battlers. Let's hope that sage is well and truly doing its work as we've cleansed and wiped the slate clean and we're ready before we reintroduce the Dragon's Blood and fucking turn this shit up to 11. All right, we're getting the Adam O'Brien out of here, battlers. I'll see you on the Knights Watch this Sunday, baby.